Hi, I'm Bill McLoughlin, Editor-in-Chief of Furniture Today. I'm here at the Las Vegas market with Bob Maricich, CEO of Andmore. Bob, another market.
Bill, we've been to a lot of them. It's been an interesting decade or two, isn't it?
So what is your sense? You had an opportunity now with Atlanta last week. You started to get a feel for how business is. As you look across furniture, home decor, gift, just give me a kind of a state of the industry. How do you see those sectors playing right now?
So, a lot depends on the ticket price. And so furniture is far more challenged because it's a higher ticket than gift and apparel. And so people are still spending on their home, they're just spending less. And, I also, something we talked about previously, I just saw the import data. So in the second quarter, imports from China were down 37%, from Vietnam 32%, Mexico 10%. That got better in the third quarter a little bit, now it's 20%. So you've got the supply shrinking, but then consumer consumption's been off month to month, -5 to -12. So you go like, well, how can that be? Well, what's happening is I think there was a lot more inventory in the pipelines than maybe you and I thought 6 months ago. And so at some point in time that gets flushed out. And I think economically we're at the bottom of the cycle. And so I think we're going to see a recovery. It's going to be slower than we'd like, but it's inevitable.
Well, let's talk about the markets itself. You've made a number of changes here with the Expo Center and adding to the Las Vegas Design Center, which is now year-round. How are those initiatives going?
They're going well. I think the commonality with the day-to-day business, and then what we've added over in B2, some really upper-end furniture companies, Hooker's expansion here, Row, some of the Marcor companies, and then Forehand's expanding dramatically. All of them are looking for the interior design market. And the interior designers, we know that when they come to market, they've got a project, whether it's High Point or Atlanta or here. And so it'll be interesting to see the interior design attendance at this market. I suspect it'll be pretty strong.
Now, in High Point, interior designers have gone from somewhere around 40% before the pandemic, over 60% of attendance now in High Point. Are you seeing a parallel here?
Yeah, for sure. In fact, this was always more attended by the interior designers. We still get, I think it's close to 90% of the top 100 here. It's just such a competitive market. They're going to go to High Point. They're going to come here. But with High Point being 2 or 3 months ahead, they'll tend to buy there. Maybe see some new tweaks and introductions here. But yeah, interior designers are a big part of both markets.
So when do we just talked about kind of things starting to be back a little bit on the upswing. Do you figure second half before we start to get to see something starting to move upward significantly again?
I do. I really do. I was at a breakfast meeting with Raphael Bostic, the Fed president for Atlanta, which the Atlanta region includes Florida. He's of the belief they're not going to lower the Fed's fund rate until the third quarter. Wow. And they just don't want to make a mistake. And I think that's probably right. I don't buy into this March reduction. So I think we're at the bottom. It's going to be flat. And then the second half we'll start to see green shoots of a better economy. And you've been around as long as I have. There's nothing new about a recession every 10 years and a reset. And if companies have their costs in line and their balance sheet in line, they're going to be in a position to rebound, I hope, more rapidly.
Well, good. We'll keep an eye on that. I'm sure we'll have a chance to talk about it at another market.
I'm sure we will.
Thanks for your time, Bob.
Okay.
And thank you for joining us here at the Furniture Today News Desk.